Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Disconcur here, and welcome to Heroes Untapped, the first episode for 2018. I apologize greatly for the minor technical difficulty just then. Just getting getting used to a whole new process for Heroes Untapped. You might notice the cool little intro. I hope you guys like that. It's 2018, set to be a huge year in Heroes of the Storm. We have our own top 8 Premier League starting up for the first time in the region. We have an open division preseason about to take place tomorrow night. Plus, going into, we'll have an open league as well for the region behind the Premier League. Plus, we've had a whole bunch of changes. And your times are just exciting for Heroes of the Storm. But guys, this is not the Disconcur show, even though it is on the channel. We've got an amazing panel of guests tonight. First up, you know him well. He's been here, for probably the last 3 years of Heroes of the Storm. If I am a daddy Disconcur, you'd have to say this guy would almost be Granddad Grumpshot. Well, Grumpshot, welcome to Heroes Untapped for the year. How are you today, good sir?
Yes, thank you. Good, very good. Excited. Very excited.
Oh, that's good to hear. How's Onyx going?
Way better than we're expected. We're expecting, a couple of teams just to have some fun. Now we're up to 9 teams at the moment, so they're smashing it out.
Oh, fantastic. For those that aren't aware, Onyx is one of the founding Heroes of the Storm clans in the region. When people were making teams to be competitive, Onyx Esports were making communities to play together. So fantastic work and strong. Been here for about 2.5 years, 3 years. Definitely going strong.
Had a bit of a break, but we kicked back into gear and it went stronger than ever.
Right, awesome. And the special guest, one of the shining stars, he's not just new to Heroes of the Storm, he's new to the ANZ region as such. We have Gondo, the new recruit of Team Outlaws. Hopefully I got that right.
Yep, that's right. Hello.
What's going on? I think I even did the trap that everyone does, and I tagged you up as OW and not OL.
Yeah, it's we even had some issues with that, like when renaming, but let's not go into that.
Different issues. For those that aren't aware, Gondo is a new recruit, obviously, for Outlaws, formerly known as Team MMD. Auto-qualify into the top 8 because of their performance last year. But you've got a special case because you weren't in the ANZ region last year, were you, as such?
Yeah, no. I wasn't in ANZ last year because last year I lived in Austria still.
Yep.
The country next to Germany. And I studied there and finished studying, and now I've come to Australia, living in Sydney.
Yep. So now you've moved from an EU major region to a minor region for Heroes of the Storm. Did you play Heroes of the Storm back in EU?
Yeah, I did. I went every season just for Master. I didn't spend too much time on it. But ANZ has been interesting, to say the least, with the ANZ chat and everything. So.
It's a beautiful place, mate. We will we can bring that up a little bit later in the show. Talk about the region as a whole, but let's move on. There's one last person. I really need to introduce him. He's been here for a long time, but I guess I will anyway. It is my amazing co-host, Blank Hots.
Hey, going everyone.
We are going fantastic, Blank. How was your 2017 end of year into 2018? What have you been up to?
Not too much, Daddy. A bit of streaming, a little bit of casting, a bit of work with the Unreal Aussies blokes who are currently doing their in-house at the moment. So some of them won't be here, but they'll be here afterwards as well. So did that pre-season qualifier, which not pre-season qualifier, pre-trainer to pre-season, which was Saturday a couple of weeks ago.
Yep,
it was fun. A little bit of a mini tournament for everyone to kind of show their stuff and get some practice in before the big leagues. Unfortunately, Gondo, he made it second place, didn't quite knock out Crimson, but you guys did really well to see. Good to see you playing as well. So that was really exciting for me. But no, not much else apart from that. Disco.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. It's Gondo, mate. We all know that Outlaws are just they're just testing the waters, trying out strats. It's not about winning in the preseason, mate. It's about winning in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I brought some EU strats to those because we also were lacking one of our members for the tournament, so we had a sub filling in.
One of the best subs I've seen in the region, I must say. Shout out to Panda if she's in the chat. All right, so let's not hold back. We've got a big show tonight. Like I said, we're going to talk about the HC Premier League that starts 5 weeks from now. Who knows? I don't know. Has the official dates been announced? I think they have, actually, publicly.
They should have.
There's dates from anyway. So 2017 saw a year of massive changes and expansion for the HCC region in Australia and New Zealand. We saw 4 major LAN events. Going to, what did we get the chance to go to? Was it 4 international? No, there's only, I can't remember. There was.
I think it was 2 international.
I can't remember last year. Oh my God, it was so long ago. In fact, it was 22 days ago. I can't quite remember. Anyway, there was so many LAN events. We had a mixture of qualifiers, how we got into it, how you got to LAN, everything like that. 2018 has promised to be bigger and better because now we're getting a top 8 Premier League. 8 weeks of gameplay, league-based gameplay. Who should you look at first? Grumpshot. 8 weeks of top 8 league play in the region. What?
Yes,
what does that? How awesome is that?
No, that'd be great, especially for the top teams. They the LANs used to be only the top 4, and it was only a one-day event sort of thing. Now it's just constant top 8.
Yeah,
honing your skills, testing things out. Competing. Being on that competitive level for that period of time is going to put them in great standing when they go up against Latin America.
And there's even like a decent follow-up prize pool for it as well. I don't know, Blank, do you have the prize pool values for the league at all in front of you?
Yes, I do. I believe it's 40,000 combined.
$40,000 prize pool.
It's a pretty chunky prize pool. It's more than some people's yearly salary.
Very, very hard-working, dedicated people, though. I entrust. 40,000. So Gondo, I know you said you're from EU and you're just chasing the master dream, and you come down to ANZ. You're in a competitive team now. What does that figure mean to you as someone competing? Is that an exciting figure, or is that chop change?
No, it's definitely an exciting figure since, for a lot of us, this is just the first time actually gaining actual financial value out of playing. So it really is a big incentive also to dedicate more time to it. And lifting it above that just casual hobby.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, depending on your placement in the league, it does factor in how much of that prize pool you receive. I think if you're the unlucky team falling in 8th place at the end of the season, or should I say end of the phase, I should say, you're only getting $1,000. So that could be a little bit of a hurt egos. But does anyone have what you get for first place?
16,000.
16,000. Oh my gosh. Divide up between that's not bad considering you're playing video games. What, maybe once a week? What's that? 16,000 divided by 5 people. Wow, I did the maths wrong because
about 3 and a bit each.
I did too many zeros because I came back with $80,000 per person. That doesn't work. Something's wrong here. The numbers don't match up. So like $3,200. That's not bad considering the it's not top change. It's good. It's amazing value. So a little bit more about the league, however. So it's going to be a best of 3 series. It's going to be expanding a couple of days, I believe. It's going to be a couple of days of play. This is what I'm not sure of. Is it a double round robin format, or is it going to be a single round robin? I couldn't quite. I don't know. I got my wires confused somewhere. Can anyone answer that for me?
I was under the impression it was double round robin, but I'd need confirmation.
That's what I heard as well.
Well, I think it's in the original post. Like I've confused myself somewhere. I'm sure someone in chat can help us out here and figure out what's going on. Eugene in the chat, $80,000 per person. Yeah, I might have done something wrong with the calculator when I came up with that value.
Put Disco in charge of the money.
That's why I'm not in charge of the money. That's exactly right. So I just wait for a bit of confirmation, but mean, the fact it's round robin, like last year, there's a bit of a complaint in 2017 season that sometimes the top teams didn't actually get to compete against other top teams because of the Swiss format or the structure of the, like the Div 1, Div 2 lead constantly feeding each other every week. Round robin, you can't do that now. You can't escape. You have to fight Nomia. You have to fight Outlaws. You have to fight the other dudes. Now, Team Crimson, you have to fight the best team. And you have to win to prove that you deserve the top spot. But So we've got 8 weeks to play. It's a round robin of some description. What's our final thing? What do our lucky top 2 teams get to do, Blank?
Well, Disco, they actually get to fly to Latin America to compete against the Latin Americans. Their top 2 teams as well. So they get to fly internationally for the LAN event, where the grand final or the finals are going to be held to find out who's going to the mid-season brawl.
Yep.
This is phase 1 at least.
Well, that's pretty big, and I heard confirmation today on the Discord as well, is that the prize pool for first and second is not determined by the league points. The first and second place actually have to fight off at the international event, and then that determines who comes first, who comes second. So the whole description was like, oh, there's no playoff for the ANZ region. Our playoff is actually on an international stage. And then the crowned winner from that obviously fights Latin America. Like you said, their crowned winner. And then we get to see who goes to the mid-season brawl. That's like, wow, how big is that? But I think we need to take a step back here. Last year we had 4 LAN events. How many LAN events do we get this year? Locally.
That many.
We get 1. Oh my god, we've gone from 4 LAN events local to 1 LAN event. Grump shot. Is this league is it the hero that we want, or is it the hero that we need? Have we actually gone backwards because we have less local representation as such?
I think for the top teams it hurts them a little bit, but for the overall competition, how it's spread out to the top 8, I think it's going to improve it overall. So it's a Rob Peter to pay Paul sort of thing, and I think it'll be better in the long run, and then hopefully we can build up to more and more teams to be able to have, Blizzard turn around and say, okay, let's do top 4.
I need to correct that. Sorry, we only had 1 local LAN. I got my wires crossed again. I haven't done this for a while. I'm a bit rusty. We had 1 local event. Sorry, we had 1 local LAN last year, but we had 4 international events. This year, we've argumentatively only have potentially 4 LAN events, because one of our international events will be a local event for us in Sydney. Phase 1 and Phase 2, both ending in an invite internationally. So, and then once we do hit the international stage at Latin America, if we are to win our Latin America region, we actually get to go to mid-season brawl as well, and then BlizzCon. So, are we better off compared to this?
I said it's the same. It's because you think about it, we had 1 team would go to 4 international events. Now we've got 2 teams going to 1 international event, and then with the potential of going to another 2 international events.
Yeah.
So theoretically, if they do well, there's 4 international events. But if they don't, well, then there's only 2. So that's just going to be up depending on the scene.
So we're a bit of a mix here. It's almost like it can get better and it can get worse.
Well, I'd like to know what Gondo feels, actually. You played much EU before coming here, and what's the difference in format for what you've seen?
Well, in the EU, I actually don't know too much about the actual HGC format. I mainly just watch the games because I haven't competed in the HGC in EU. But I think that the top 8 format here with the weekly show-offs is actually a good way to practice because it adds into the scrims, and it also gives the lower team, like the lower half, maybe more opportunity to see how far they stand towards the top as well. So I think it's a good opportunity for all the teams involved. So
it's at the end of the day, it's going to be better overall. That's something that we probably all agree with. That's going to be better going forward. I know we have potential for less stuff, but that's a commitment of the scene itself. And if we're good, we actually get more. I think that's amazing.
True.
Pretty much the same maps as well, Disco. So for the format, you got your Battlefield of Eternity, Braxis Holdout, Cursed Hollow, Dragonshire, Infernal Shrine, Sky Temple, Tomb of the Spider Queen, Towers of Doom, and Volsky Foundry is going to be making an appearance as well.
Volklar Industry, I think that's an interesting one. We'll just touch on that very quickly. It's replacing Warhead Junction, isn't it?
Yeah.
From last year. Just very quickly, that actually stirred up a little bit of what would you call it, like drama in the scene, because I think Warhead Junction is a pretty bad map in its own right, but to be replaced by Volsky Industries,
well, it's a tough one, Daddy, because it's not a very usual. It's not a map that we've played a lot on, and I mean, Warhead Junction was still one of those newer maps as well over the last year because it only got released last year. Volsky is pretty new, so having that replace Warhead, I think a lot of people agreed with you actually on that one, where they prefer Volsky over Warhead Junction.
That's great. Gondo, what do you feel about, like, do you have a preference, and you're like, they're both bad?
Personally, I don't really like Warhead that much because it can snowball so hard, especially with the new season changes with the armor reduction and the tankiness of the camp. But I think that Volskaya is a map that can potentially end sooner than it does right now in tournaments, when people start to figure out team comps that are able to capitalize off of that objective and use it properly, because it's something that is very close to the new Blaze Bunker mechanic, which people just don't usually practice. Like, you'd have to hop into a custom game and practice it for a while to get a good feel of it and get use out of it, because it can be like a safety net for your team as well. So I think that the overall map time lengths can be greatly reduced if people and if teams start to figure out strategic play around that objective.
Awesome. Right, so so it might actually be a better map than Warhead Junction, is what we're saying here. It has potential.
It's got some very different mechanics to it.
Well, I think it has a lot of potential, but I think it's also a very late game map. So maybe it's just something fun to look forward to get the late game fights and crazy minion backdoors and stuff.
It has potential because we really haven't seen it played.
That's the advantage of HOTS. HOTS has different maps. It gives you that, different perspectives instead of other MOBAs have just a single map. So I guess that's what brings the excitement to it, the difference.
No, fair enough. So, and it does. Each map does offer a little bit of a different drafting choice, though. Let's face Volsky Industry is an Overwatch map, right? So just ties back into the new Overwatch meta that we've got going in Heroes of the Storm at the moment. Bring on the Shimada brothers.
Yeah, we've got Hanzo now, yeah.
All right, so let's just move on. So that was the HGC Premier League. It's big. We talked about 3 teams. We're going to find out, there's 8 teams. Only 3 are auto qualification. Let's say them again. It's Outlaws. Congratulations, Gondo. You picked the right team to join.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's
well done there.
Qualify there. Moved to Australia, instant qualify top 4.
So Outlaws are very qualified. Nomia, of course, Nomia. As long as they stuck together, they're here for another year. And then, of course, Crimson as well. That leaves 5 spots. That's a lot of teams that could qualify for top 8. And starting tomorrow night is our pre-season, pre-phase qualifier, courtesy of GameStar. Thank you very much. Where we're going to decide who our next 5 teams are. And this sparked up a little bit of controversy as well, just in the sense that we have the qualifier starts tomorrow. Sign-ups are done now. So if you haven't signed up, that's it. You lost your chance to be in top 8. Not to be in the open division when that starts, but you've lost your chance to be in top 8. But 5 teams go through. It's a 4-week competition, and it's a Swiss format, only 4 rounds per week. So that's 16 rounds in total, and every win nets you a point. The clincher is that each game in the series is a best of 1. How savage are our pre-qualifiers? A best of 1 each week. I don't know. It's Gondo. Let's have a talk from you again, mate. Best of 1. What's your competitive stance on a best of 1 anything? Let's rephrase that. Competitive play, best of 1.
Well, a best of one is basically the opportunity for any team to take a win off of any team.
Yep.
Like, you will see over the course of accumulating points that there will be the higher rank, not rank, but the higher quality teams will definitely rise up to the higher stances. But I think in a best of one, especially with how different playstyles are in HOTS and the differences in the map pools as well, that there is going to maybe be a lot of upsets that people might not expect to happen. But I think overall it will play out pretty same as if you had a best of three.
Well, we all know that HOTS is a very snowbally game, and with the new changes over the last couple of months where they've brought in these new map changes, the towers not having ammo and stuff like that, we have seen game times drop dramatically and become a lot more snowbally later on. So realistically, any team can beat any team in this format.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying, Gondo. Yeah, and then, but is that good? Is that actually a good preseason qualifier? Because if you call yourself a good team and you kind of get cheesed out, or like, oh, we lost to some random composition, I mean that's kind of like a forefront of, well, maybe you're not as good as you think. I don't know, Grumpshot, what do you think? Is this actually an opportunity for a Savage preseason to actually introduce, you know what? You say you're a good team, put your money where your mouth is.
It'll be good for the less stronger teams, because they'll be able to pull out the wins, maybe the upset here and there, that sort of stuff. So, but it keeps all the strong teams on their toes. They've got to be ready for that sort of stuff. They're not going to go in thinking, oh, we can beat this team easy. They need the points. They're going to have to go in at 110% just to make sure they get those points, to make sure they qualify. So it'll be good. It'll be good competition, and we should see some strong competition.
All right. Anyone else with a thought there? That was very diplomatic there, Grumpshot. I love that.
Sorry.
Well, I have a thought as well for this still, because we just mentioned that the games are more snowbally. I actually think that with people realizing counter strategies to the snowball and not giving up so many objectives so quickly that matter more now, I think it's not as snowbally anymore, especially with the Merc Camp nerfs. So there's somewhat of a increase in early game pressure that can lead to a better like capitalization and just run down to one fight.
Yep. So you're sort of going. There's a bit of both. The maps potentially quicker games, potentially cheesier strategies, but at the same time they do going to highlight. You would say individual play, because the laning phase becomes such a different. It's a different kettle of fish now. You kind of have to be good at it. There's no autopilot lanes anymore.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like I think individual lanes matter more now. I mean, it's nowhere near how much, like compared to League of Legends, for example, how much the individual lanes matter. But I think that it has more impact now than it used to have.
Right, but so that's sorry, talking about the preseason, the best of one series thoughts. So we're interested in that regards. Our first 4 maps have already been released for tomorrow's event, round 1. We got Cursed Hollow, Dragonshire round 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen for round 3, and then Barax's Holdout for round 4. I mean, these are good maps. These are all pretty solid maps. I like them. Barax's Holdout's a little bit snowbally out of the 3, but I mean, it's a 2-lane map, so there's great opportunities for the 4-lane rotations and getting picks on the enemy team. Looking at that, is there anything in there that you think might cause a little bit of drama for some of the teams, or are these all pretty good day 1 tournament maps to be playing? I mean, they all fall in the HGC season map pool, right? So there's not really that much we can talk about them, hey?
No, they're very common maps. They're some of the most picked maps in the HGC, so they're not anything out of the ordinary for us to see. There's nothing. I mean, they haven't thrown Volskaya Foundry in there at all, so it's pretty stock standard from what I can see. Very stock standard.
Gotcha. Any other thoughts just quickly on the map pool? Because if not, I want to move on. Let's look at some of these teams, because we've got 15 amazing teams playing their 4 weeks, starting their 4 weeks tomorrow. And out of those 15 teams, we already said there's 5 qualifiers, so that's 1/3 of the teams tomorrow will qualify. Will qualify to be in the top 8. Those are some pretty good odds. But we don't know about the map pool. Let's move on. Done. That's consensus. Silence is consensus.
Silence is consensus.
That's
Do
what
you
it
want
is.
to bring up any of the teams? Do any of them stand out here, Daddy?
Oh, all of them stand out. So, an interesting thing, we talked about the top 3 teams that auto-qualify, but there was a 4th team last year that actually went to BlizzCon. Why didn't they qualify? That's Dark-Sided, the dark horse of the Heroes of the Storm scene from last year that came through and toppled the reigning region champions, Nomia. Why didn't they auto-qualify? For those that don't know that story, Darkseid actually lost a lot of its roster, and so they lost the core 3 required to actually be considered for auto-qualification. So they have to compete again tomorrow. They're obviously a name to highlight going in. With the Darkseid roster themselves, do you think that this is a winning team? Do you think they can top 5 this? Obviously, the team is made up of Hacky, Deceptive, Doubt, Sailor, Azog, and Sashin. Is this a championship team in the making?
Yes, they'll definitely make top 5.
I agree on that.
I agree they will make top 5, yeah.
Man, Gondo doesn't. He's not even from our region, and he's already like, yes, they will be playing in the top 5. Have you got many games against some of these players, Gondo, or?
Yeah, like I frequently see them in Hero League, but then ANZ Hero League, it's a bit random too. But we've also played scrims like more and more now. So in scrims you get to get somewhat of a feeling for the different teams' power levels.
Yeah.
So I do think that Darksided is I wouldn't say guaranteed, but I'm very, very likely to be in the top 5 and to, in my opinion, also be in the top 4 teams of the actual league afterwards.
Yep.
And I think they are somewhat in the making. Like, I've seen their play improve over the last 2 weeks of scrims. So I think they're on a good way to go.
Yeah, I believe there was 1, maybe 2 Milkshake players. So Milkshake was pushing the top 4. So having them in there as well, definitely help.
Well,
They're
Milkshake.
all really strong players. Daddy, sorry to cut you off there, but have you got the participant roster up in front of you right now?
I do. I have all 15 teams sitting in front of me, and let
Beautiful.
me tell you, the team names of the team names do not disappoint. You can't
have a look quickly at the roster of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Daddy.
It's funny you were saying that because I was just to point out like the quality ANZ team names like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And, of course, this is the Physics, Demise, Vicarak Moops, Against Time, and... Is that Petrox? I don't even know how to say Petrox's name. Is that how you say it?
Sounds about right.
That's crazy names. Do you know what's really funny about this list, right? Demise and Moops in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And Vicarak. Where do those names come from? Does anyone else know? Does anyone in chat? We'll give chat 30 seconds. Why are those names so familiar? I need like a
one of those little TikTok things.
That's it. All right, Grumpshot and Gonda. Do you know where those names come from?
Yeah, Darksided.
They come from the Dark. What on earth? What is this? The intro for tonight's show had Demise at a LAN event cheering how godforsakenly amazing he was, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm done with HOTS. I'm done with it." What is this? Someone tell me. Does anyone know?
Probably the prize money.
The moolah.
Yeah, I think they made the decisions before they found out the changes to the structure.
Yeah.
And once they found out the changes to the structure, they thought, well, we can still sitting the top 8 and cruise along sort of thing.
It's 3 out. It's like they left Darkseid. It's like, should the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse auto qualify? They've got the 3 core.
Yeah,
oh my god.
There was a little bit of drama with Vicarak leaving when Rob came on board earlier on last year. So technically he wasn't in the Darksided that went to BlizzCon, but Moops was the captain of Darksided. We had him on the show. And Demise, he was there for pretty much every game as well. So it's interesting to see those 3 members in particular on a team that will most likely be facing against Darksided at some point during the tournament.
I wonder what the conversation was like between Moops and Oh, sorry, who's the other gym? I don't know who's on any teams anymore. What was it? Moops and Demise when they went to Vicarac. Hey, Vicarac, do you remember when we kicked you off the team last year? Yeah, do you want to come start a new team with us?
Oh, good lordy.
Like, just one of those. How do those conversations work? I mean, everyone in the region must be pretty good mates and friends if that's how how solid we all get. I just can't believe it. Jeez. I mean, and it's a good list though. You know, Demise is. I remember seeing him a couple of years ago at a LAN under what the Nomia. I can't remember who Nomia were called before they were Nomia. They had a better name, Negative Synergy, and Demise ended up playing on a Negative Synergy list at LAN. Gee, I hope I got that right. Yeah, I think so. But just as a player himself, how far he's come in the game, it's amazing to see. And like I rate him as one of the top players. Not that I did it before, but just not as high on the list. So this is a solid list. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. God, guys, good job. Let's see how far you go. Is there any other teams of particular note, or did we just want to do something a bit dangerous?
Quickly before, there are a couple of teams of note. I mean, Grumshot, how many of your Onyx teams are in there? I can see Onyx themselves. You'll be playing on that team. And Roles Unspecified, are you? That's Lawn's team. Which was your other team that was in there as well?
There's Alternative and Team No Tilt.
So 4 of the Onyx teams are going to be competing in this preseason.
Yes.
The other interesting one to note is Unreal Aussie's UA Eggplant is also going to be competing in the preseason qualifiers as well.
There's a couple of teams that are just going to be fighting for that 5th spot. I think there's going to be the 4 is going to be pretty. You know, there's going to be veteran players to make up the 4, but I'm hoping that the 5th spot's going to be highly contested. So. I
tend to agree with you. I mean, looking at the list of all the teams that are there, Gondo, do you see any names that you think? I don't know if you know many of the teams that are playing and or competing in this. So, but which teams do you think will be the biggest threat to say Dark-Sided?
Like chat wants me to talk about Neko Mimi, so I guess we can we can bring up Neko Mimi. Do you have a link for me for the team list?
Yeah, I can. I'll send you the list for the Neko Mimi. Actually, no, Blank, can you do that? Because if I do
done.
it, I'm going to destroy
it's already
the
done. Nah, it's already done. I've done it.
Okay, I got it.
This is why I keep you
Stumpy
around.
hashtag touch me, quality, and Liasu.
Yasu.
Well,
what a lovely mixed bag of players.
How does Quality play with no comms though? Does he text a speech if he shot calls? So he's like, guys, we will be going to the bus now.
They probably have a Discord server. You know that thing you can make free servers.
Yeah, but
on?
he doesn't talk. He doesn't talk ever. He is text to speech only.
No, that's only because in game he's silent.
No,
he doesn't talk.
No, in Discord, this is Quality. He does not ever talk. If you've ever been in Discord with Quality, he's text to speech 100% of the time. Just have a look at chat. Chat agree with me. I tried to get Quality on the show, but he wanted to do the show in text to speech.
That's a special interview tonight. Exclusive interview with Quality, man or machine. Find out. So that's a bit of an interesting thing. I mean, it's not a bad list of players. Like they're actually quite a good list of dudes. And talking about how competitive the 5th position is going to be going into the Premier League. Yet Neko Mini, we could be talking about that team weekly.
We could.
So what are the 4 that we have identified as the top 4?
Let's do it, Grump. Let's do it. Predictions, boys and girls. You've got 15 teams. You've got pretty good odds of getting some of them right. Who are our top 5 joining Nomira, Outlaws, and Crimson next week? Grumpshot, let's go.
You put me on the spot here. Dark-Sided, Downfalling, and Mickey Mouse are definites. Now, trying to find that 4th one, there's a couple of good teams in there. So, you know, I couldn't tell you after that. This is where it's like, it gets hard. But I just know that those 3 are going to be, they're going to be up there. They'll be the ones to...
These are my 3. And the other 2 are who cares? They're bottom 8s anyway. Actually, this is something interesting. We didn't actually bring this up, and I'm just going to backtrack a little bit. Something we've got about for the HG Premier League is that the top two of the league get to go to Latin America. The bottom 2 get kicked out of the league. Auto pack your bags and go home. A vacation for if you end the season as number 8 and number 7. How savage is that? So these two teams you're talking about, Grumpshot, that you just don't know, you'd have to say that they... I'm sorry, they're the 7th and 8th team.
Yep.
It's savage to say it, but that's the truth.
But they get a lot of experience and they get a lot of a little bit of prize money out of it. So it's not invaluable to them.
They get some candies that come back in 2019, because that's when they'll get to play again in the Premier League is 2019, if they lose that phase 1. All right, so Grump's only chosen 3. He's being diplomatic. Can't believe you didn't back your own guys, Grump. Can't believe that's.
No, they were his last 2. He just didn't want to admit it.
I think RU has probably the best chance of maybe striking in that 5th spot, but I don't know. You never know. These best of ones might fall in our favour.
All right. Blank prediction.
Well, we already know that I believe in Darksided. I think they've got what it takes. Good group of players, and I think they can do it with the new roster they've got. They're pretty strong. Downfall, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Neko Mimi, and Rich Gang are my top 5.
Top 5. And Gondo.
Well,
yours.
A lot of it has been said already. I mean, I'm agreeing on Darksided, Downfall, and the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, I guess. I mean, I've never played against or with them, so I don't know. But I also think Neko Mimi, Quick Match Warriors, Rich Gang, like they all have, and the others too. Like, I think the last 2 spots, even the 7th and 8th spot in the actual league, are not that set in stone. I think they can actually be upsets in the regular season as well.
Yeah. All right, so we've got some predictions in. Let me give you the Daddy Disco tips of success. Our top 5 going in to the season after 4 weeks of play will be, of course, Darksided, of course, Downfall Gaming. Let me just check that I got their list right. Yep, Downfall Gaming.
Downfall used to be we met at Bunnings, weren't they?
Yes. Very solid team. Very solid team. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. You guys pick the Rich Gang. You can't knock the Fesh. The Fesh is back. And you just saw how impactful he was back last year. I can't remember the team he was playing on, but when he joined that team, he was pretty much instrumental to getting them to one of the to basically the finals, I would say. Just a League of Legends player who does very good, does amazing Heroes of the Stormworks. You got to say Rich Gang. And of course, the last position, guys. Look, if this team, this is the true underdog team. If this team does not win, does not go to Latin America, I will be mightily surprised. Let me just bring up the team list so I say the name. Salty Dogs Remasters. How can you not back Beyond? Beyond, for those that don't know, Beyond is an amazing streamer here in the ANZ region. He is full of love, full of compassion, and I think his team's got a pretty good chance as well because he's down to earth. I think the Salty Dogs Remastered. No one's saying anything. Y'all think I'm crazy.
No,
How can you not believe in Beyond? Names such as Beyond, Strider. Oh my God, Beyond Strider, Kermit, Voljono. I think that's how you say it anyway. And Maximino. How come those names don't strike confidence and fear into you at the same time? Gondo's shaking. I haven't heard him say anything since I mentioned them.
Because he doesn't know them?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't really know much about them. I don't even know the streamers. I'm sorry, but I'll get into it. I'll drop a follow now.
Oh, sorry, Daddy. The reason why I was staying a little bit silent there was because I don't know if you already know, but Bjorn actually lives with me now. He's my roommate.
Oh.
And he actually asked me earlier today to have him taken off the Salty Dogs Remastered team, and it's been replaced with Timothy. So he won't be participating?
What?
I can get confirmation.
March him in here now. March him in here right now. Tell him.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Daddy needs to call Little Beyond in.
I'm going to quickly pass over to my co-host, Beyond.
Hurry up, Beyond. Hurry up. We got airtime.
What's up?
Beyond, explain.
I'm just not. I don't have time to play in it, man. There's no explanation. Especially.
Off the
Especially
stream,
not
get
live
blank
on
back.
stream.
Off.
Yeah.
Beyond, shoo. I have no time for you. I have no time for you, Beyond.
Fuck you, Disco, man.
Off, shoo. Sonic Dogs Remasters.
Thanks, man.
What a shit team. What a terrible team. Oh my god, who would pick them in
And I'm
fifth
back.
place? Oh my god, Beyond, he's hurt me. He hurt me, Blank.
I'm sorry,
Hurt
Daddy.
me. I'm emotionally scarred from this. I went out on a line. Oh, now Beyond's a great guy. Look, guys, if you have a chance, go check out Beyond. He's a Twitch streamer, Heroes of the Storm. He's an amazing person. He's like the godfather of our region.
The godfather of our region.
Is he Beyond Hots? Is that the one? Or?
I just posted in chat there for you, Daddy.
Thank you very much. Shout out. Go check out Beyond Hots. Great ANZ streamer. Does anyone have anything else to say about about our preseason? Starts tomorrow. Get excited, guys. It's on the GameStar Twitch channel. I don't have the link. Don't blank. I don't know. Do you have the link on standby? Drop it in. And when does it start?
Yeah.
It starts 8:30 or 7:30.
7:30.
7:30. Man, I'm really
Sydney
good.
time, yeah.
Daddy Disco, and Heroes of the Storm in the ANZ region, knows nothing about the competitive play. Doesn't know links, doesn't know times.
in there now as well.
Thank you guys very much. Go check it out, guys. Huge. It starts tomorrow. Oh my god. I'm so excited.
Daddy loves the D.
I do. I love the Beyond. He takes me beyond the stars. That's why I love him so much. All right, guys, we're going to start up with a new segment on the show tonight. It's called Massive Moments. I hope this works. Let me just check, just make sure that everything... See, I'm good thing I checked, because it wasn't going to work if I didn't press these buttons. All right, guys, let's get ready for Massive Moments, where we show some highlight clips from the ANZ region, where we see the amazing... Hello, camera? Anyway, tonight we've got 4 highlights coming straight to you from some of our great Twitch streamers. First up, we've got Hiccup showing us an amazing play, amazing situation where I don't know, Stitches gets the meal of his lifetime, and he actually eats an enemy, eats one enemy team. DK comes in.
Oh my fucking god, Poppy.
Sends him flying into the enemy's base. Congratulations, Stitches. Thank you very much for the free meal. Thank you very much, Hiccup. Amazing clip there. Not to be outdone, however, we've got the amazing Volstad play of the week from Wishy. Check this one out. This one is pretty good, guys.
Outlaws, baby.
So, it's the old traditional setup. The Volstad gets the Mighty Gust off, pushes the enemy team away. But look at Johanna.
Oh, guys, come on. Come on. Oh my god.
It's beautiful.
We got that damage. Oh my god, no. Lily. Yes.
Oh gosh, this is a fight and a half.
It's
God.
so good. It's so good. I hope the music doesn't play when I come back here. Just says highlight. What I love most about that, right, is the traditional Volstad setup. But I feel with the recent changes with Johanna, Folding Sword just comes out of nowhere from Johanna. I think that's a really good play. I think that's both a massive play there. But it shows you never give up in a fight because you can always come back, right? Last we got got our third video. It's actually from a Vandy, so hype Team Vandy. It's this is just I don't know. I guess a fan of Vandy finds her in a game and rushes to her for support. Unfortunately,
No.
getting blown up in the process.
No, you ran to me. You ran into me.
So a little bit of grief play there from Vandy, I think. And last on our thing, this is actually a disco classic moment. This is the traditional tale of Little Red Riding Hood meets the Big Bad Wolf. Unfortunately, we know how that story ends, don't we? So
This is a great one.
it makes me cry.
You could have got her.
I had faith. I had faith, guys. I had faith. All right, so everyone in chat, also, that was the four amazing plays this week. I'd love you guys to vote on which one you think is the best. The straw poll has gone to the channel now. Go and vote for your favorite for this week. We'll give you guys 30 to 50 seconds, and we'll actually just show you who the winner is of the vote. They get nothing, unfortunately. I wish I had something to give, but they get nothing. But guys, just so you know that you can send your massive moments into Heroes Untapped, and we might play them on the show. All you need to do is go follow a link that I, again, don't readily have available. I'll get it for you in a moment. You can submit a replay. You can submit a clip link from a streamer. You can submit something you saw in a game once, and we may reconstruct it. I don't know. But send it through to Massive Moments, and you too can be the star on Heroes Untapped. I am working on prizes each week to give to the winner that sends the clip in. It may be something a little bit special to each one of the streamers. Guys, please go check out Hiccup's channel. Sorry, Hiccup. I kind of, oh god.
Hiccup?
But do you know the story there, right? Is that Babel? I loved Babel. I still love Babel. He's a shoutcaster in SEA region. I love him. And when I first got into casting, he called Hiccup Hicup once. And so now I call Hiccup Hicup all the time. It's tragic. It's tragic. Guys, go please check out Hiccup's channel. Great player. I mean, Gondo, I mean, you support Hiccup, don't you? Hiccup's a great guy.
Hicup.
Sorry.
That's a terrible problem.
In Inside Outlaws jokes, is that right?
Yeah. Also
isn't-
with the hoot with the owl instead of the OLW.
Isn't Hiccup the sub for Panda?
Definitely. Right, because Panda's our new support tank, everything.
So guys, also please go check out Hiccup's team. Hiccup's Twitch channel streamer Vandy as well. I'm dropping the links in the chat. And also please check out Wishy's channel as well. They're all very good streamers. If you want to see some really good Abatha play in the Savage Silver Leagues, go to Wishy's channel. Look, he might be silver, but damn, is his Abatha on point. Oh my god, please go check him out. Drop their links in the chat. Let's check it out on our straw poll. Who is tonight's winner of Massive Moments? Any moments now. Viewer voting has officially closed. So if you didn't do it, guys, while the link was up, too bad. And here we got congratulations. It is Hiccup coming through. Hiccup. Why can't I say Hiccup?
Can we get hoot hoots in the chat for Owl Hiccup?
Hoot.
All right, Hicup or Hiccup? It's Hiccup, isn't it?
It's Hiccup.
It is
All right,
Hiccup,
sorry,
yeah.
you confused me. Like, oh my god, you guys are so savage. Let's watch it again. This is Hiccup. Is it Coffee? Coffee gets punted and giving Stitches a free meal.
Doing, really? Oh, this is normal.
Landing your spouse.
Oh, I
Why do you
griefed
get
him.
Oh my fucking god, Coffee.
So good. I love it. So that's Massive Moments, guys. Please get in a part of that. It's a pretty cool segment. I hope everyone enjoyed it in chat. All right, let's carry on. So final moment is let's talk about a little bit about Heroes. Of the heroes, because a lot of reworks have come out with new heroes and stuff starting tomorrow. How do we feel they're going to affect the season? Who are our big players in the preseason tomorrow night? Tyrael's just had a rework. Malfurion's had a rework. Blaze has dropped. Can we play Blaze tomorrow? Is he playable?
I don't think he is. I think Blaze is. He's banned for the first week at least.
Yep. All right, so he's banned for first week of play. So Blaze is out. Something that we should keep our eye on for next week. But the Tyrael rework and the Malfurion rework, like Malfurion was a big contender, a big player in last year's Heroes of the Storm in general. What is he like now? I think in the HC of the weekend we saw a massive amounts of Rhaegar, Alex Straza, Stukov. What's happened to Malfurion? Is he just trash now?
I think he's just a very different style of play because instead of having that initial heal, it relies a lot on keeping that rejuvenation up, the heal
Yep.
over time, on as many people as possible, and then using your Moonfire to proc that burst heal. So if you've got your regrowth on all 4 of your team members, or all 5 including yourself, and start spamming out that Moonfire, it's just going to heal them up really quickly. So it's actually pretty strong if used correctly.
A lot. I guess some
Yeah,
people
but when you're
saying,
at the high level, I guess. So I was going to say, at the high level, you can't get them to all say, "Hey, just group up a little bit for us, so we can get lots of heals." They know to split and that sort of thing. So that's why I think he's not used at the higher levels. But at the lower levels, I think he'll be used a lot more.
like, he wasn't completely unseen. He was taken in a selection of games, but I mean, definitely on day one, you see a lot of Ray guards. Is it something? Is he getting banned out, or just his executions become a bit tougher than normal?
Yeah, it's already been said. Like, I think he fits a bit of a different role than before. I think he's still a very strong anti-dive that provides a disengage for the team and has like good sustain overall for long sustained fights,
Yeah.
while also denying like dive comps. But I think he relies more on his team to counter some of the burst damage. Like with the new Tyrael rework, that actually that's a really strong alongside Malfurion to really deny any type of dive. I think Twilight Dream's still the stronger ultimate too.
Still good, just changed a little bit, restructured. I remember because I think in like, because we had HC over the weekend, the Korean, EU, and NA, and I think I remember on the first day, like, well, he was absent from first day of play, wasn't he? I don't think any teams picked him in the opener of each region. I just mean the opener day. I mean the opening days of play. Oh no, sorry, there were 2 games. Sorry, Team Dignitas is pretty much still Team Malfurion. And even Fnatic, alright, so he's still got about, what? Oh, 50%, man. Disco, learn to read, learn to look at pictures. But a bit of change. Any surprise? You talked about the Tyrael. So Tyrael got a big rework. What's just one key factor going into the qualifiers tomorrow? Are we going to see lots of Tyrael bans tomorrow, do you think? Or
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. I think we're going to see lots of Tyrael bans. We're going to see lots of Shimada brother bans like Hanzo Genji.
Yep.
I think we're going to see Greymane bans overall still. But with all these bans coming up, there's too many good characters. Like even Jaina, right?
Yeah.
As chat's saying, no jokes. I don't think Jaina's ban worthy, but definitely.
Sonya banned a lot. Sonya?
Sonya is getting banned a lot, but I think she's not worth the ban slot anymore. Just because there's so many other really strong, flexible early picks.
Well, we're starting to even see Tychus. Like, I think our conversation's keeping up with Chad as well. It's like we're even starting to see Tychus get played a lot as well. Over the weekend, again, Tychus was picked up a reasonable amount. The fact I saw Tychus, I was not expecting. I really haven't kept up with competitive trends prior to the week of the HGC, and I was really surprised when I saw Tychus pop up a few times. Like, wow, I love Tychus. I can play him again. That's really good. Yeah, I don't know. Like, is there any other thoughts? So we're going to see a lot of Shimano brothers. We're going to see Malfurion still has a place, but I think a lot of people talk about Stukov being pretty big as well. I don't know. Like, what are our must bans, our must picks, and what are our must pick supports, must pick first, and must pick bans? I don't know. Let's have a bit of a chat. We've sort of already talked about bans as such. Who's our must first pick in the event tomorrow?
In my opinion, it's probably gonna be Hanzo to be the top first pick in the event tomorrow.
Yep.
Especially since Blaze is also still not in the rotation. I think Blaze is gonna be a contested first pick as well because he's very flexible. Apart from Hanzo, it's gonna be again what's usually banned. It's gonna be Greymane. It's gonna be Genji. It's gonna be Tyrael as well. Like definitely, he's really strong right now. Once teams pick up on it and play comps that supplement that type of play, then it's really strong. That's why also I think Rhaegar is getting more popularity for the burst heal and the cleanse especially, because those hold back comps are getting more flavor, and if you play like a peel backline comp, then having a cleanse to disable the enemy engage on one member is really strong. And for supports, in my opinion, the top supports right now are Malfurion, Stukov, Lucio.
Yep.
I think that's the biggest 3 that I have in my mind right now.
In that,
And I
would you say that order?
The order would probably be. I actually don't know. It depends on the map as well.
Yeah.
Like I think some maps are really strong for Stukov, and Stukov in general is really strong against some type of compositions that rely on their abilities to sustain the fights and that just get stranded.
Are you telling me there's strategy in Heroes of the Storm now?
I don't know. Like
you said maps.
early game.
You said you have to pick the supports based off the maps. That's amazing. How good is Heroes of the Storm at the moment? We're talking about must picks, bans, supports, tier levels, and everything. There seems to be a large selection now. So I feel HOTS is I just want to mention that I feel HOTS is in a really good place. The fact that like if you ban out this support, you've got these other two that are actually pretty good.
I agree on that. I agree on that. Apart from the must picks of the usual like first 2 or 3 picks of a draft that usually end up being pretty similar, like we've seen ETC, Lucio, Hanzo, whatever gets left through the ban phase.
Yeah. What survives first contact?
Yeah. Apart from that, I think it's very, very versatile right now. Like there's cooldown comps, there's all types of comps that float around.
Oh, awesome. I don't know, Blank Grumpshot, do you have any comments on what you feel are your must picks? Or is it just an agreement? I mean, Gondo, I think you said it pretty well, mate. It's, unless you've got major insight, is there an outlier? Grump, is there an outlier hero?
Meta? Is the meta changed because all the map changes and everything like that? Is the meta just in a state of flux that no one knows what the meta is? Is that what's going on at the moment? Or is that why there's so many different types of heroes? Because people are still trying to figure out the meta? Or is it, no, it is just really, really good?
It's an amazing game. I can't believe you're even asking that question. No.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think there is still a bit of a flux about what the meta is. I mean, I'm pretty sure Europe and NA have got it down pat for what their style of play anyway. Australia always has its own meta. We always make up our own shit. Pardon my language. So we always do our own thing. We always have our cheese strats and stuff like that. I've seen in a lot of play this season that the solo laner does have a lot more value in this current, with all the map changes, with the changes to the towers and things like that. That solo laner has taken priority, so we are seeing a lot more specialists, and that strong solo laners like Greymane and Sonya and Dahaka and things like that. It's hard to say what are going to be the most banned heroes because it's a lot to do with map specifics and team dynamics and stuff as well. So every team has their own style of play. They have their own favorite heroes and stuff like that. I mean, who would ban Chromie unless you're against Hacky ever on a map? So that's what I mean. ANZ knows its players so well because we're such a small community compared to other regions that we don't really have a meta that is like any other regions. So there are still a lot of heroes to be banned and stuff. I agree with Gondo in regard to those main 4 that will get banned or picked in the first round. I think Dahaka and Sonya are still pretty high up there in those as well, especially for the bigger maps. We haven't seen much of Falstad lately, which is interesting because he was pretty strong about a year ago where he was picked almost every time. But yeah, apart from that, it's pretty interesting to see how it's going to develop over the next couple of months.
Yeah, that's good.
Too easy. Well, that's it for that part. Let's carry on with our discussion. So we're coming to the end of the show. Let's move on to a last segment, a new segment another new segment. We just had massive moments. We're now going to move into Disco's mailbag, the part of the segment where you guys, the viewers, can write in questions, statements, opinions, whatever about Heroes of the Storm, about the show. Let us know. We want to know your thoughts and opinions. So this week, let's move it into Disco.
My people, let us know how we can make this show much more interesting and entertaining.
All right, Disco's mailbag. So we've only got one this week. Obviously, first show, I wasn't expecting much of anything. Thank you very much, Grumpshot, for throwing this in. It's pretty straightforward. It goes. Dear Disco, with the current changes this year to the ANZ HUC, will this be beneficial for the growth of HOTS in the ANZ region, and what else needs to be done to improve the HOTS community in ANZ? Mass silences everywhere.
Well, it's a question for
All right,
Daddy, so
question.
you're the one that has to answer it.
I think the HGC is good. I mean, I think the format's good. I do think that it is a little bit punishing. I think it's very punishing. But I think that it's a good format, and I think at the end of the day, you've got to prove that you're the best. And if you can't do that, then you need to show us again. You need to prove it again. You need to constantly be proving your place in the HGC region. And if you can't consistently do that, give someone else a chance. We have to give someone else a chance to just show that they're better, or even just get better than you. So I think it's the HGC this year is a bit savage for us, but I think it's good savage. It's Darks. Welcome to Heroes of the Storm HGC ANZ Dark Souls Edition. That's what we're in this year.
Dark Souls Edition.
Dark Souls Edition Premier League. Watch
I was
out.
expecting Dark-Sided Edition because
Yeah, I was gonna, I heard the Dark, and I heard Dark Sided as well.
I always just come out left field, man. Just left field. Just always on the edge of your seats. What I'm going to say. As far as the HOTS community goes, I think we suffer from egos, and I don't know how to fix egos. Let's silence the ANZ region for 12 months and see what happens. Just everyone. Everyone gets silenced. You're not allowed to rank up. You're not allowed to talk to
Not
anyone.
allowed to play ranked for a whole
Not
year.
allowed to do
No.
anything. And just reset everyone. I don't know. The community is such a weird one, right? It's what's wrong with a toxic community? I mean, think about that question. Like, if you've got 100 people that love calling each other shit, what's wrong with that? They all love it. That's a community. Not my community, but that's a community of players. So, I think we might have a trouble with that. We have too much of a convergence of communities, or we don't have a respect of other communities. Is ANZ chat really the place that everyone should be bagging out each other? Why not make a ANZ's toxic waste dump Discord? And if you want to be that style of player, go there. I think maybe that's what we suffer from. Maybe too much convergence because there's not enough variety in the scene. I don't know. Thoughts?
Tend to agree.
Get over it, crybabies. There's a man's game now. We've got a Premier League. So, guys, if you're interested in dumping off some opinion statement, comments, or even just general banner in the HG scene, please drop a line to Daddy's mailbag. No, it's Disco's mailbag. We changed it because Daddy was a bit weird. To Disco's mailbag. Each week we'll answer the comments as best we can, and I guess it's. I don't know. Blank just said it's my. We'll interchange each week. Hey, Blank, who answers the questions.
Sure.
Insight and in-depth to the ANZ region you never knew possible. All right, guys, look, that's it. Thank you very much. That was Heroes Untapped Episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Would love some feedback. Please send it away. In fact, you can send me feedback via Disco's mailbag. What an amazing idea. Please
Whoa,
go.
that is an amazing idea.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Check it out. Guys, I'd love to know your opinion and feedback. Thank you very much, Grumpshot, for coming on the show. I'm sure Onyx will do amazingly well tomorrow night, and we'll be seeing you guys in Latin America. How amazing and unexpected would that be? And I'm being positive.
Never know.
Being positive. It's only 16 rounds. You can do this. Are you
16 forfeits. It's 16 forfeits. We can do it.
16 forfeits.
16
We're just hard to be in the bio.
minor heart attacks.
Too many heart attacks.
All right, Grumshot, where can people find you if they want to know more about the Onyx Guild and all the good work that you do in the region?
Onyx.gg is probably the best place, or get Twitter at Grumpshot. Yeah, quick shout out just to my admins, Burnsy, AC, and Slick. Just the work that these guys put in for the Onyx community is great, and it helps the community overall. So I just want a big shout out to them, and also all the captains, all these captains that just put these teams together, deal with all the dramas in teams and that sort of stuff. Because there's always a drama in a team. Anyone that's been in the team knows that. And you know, they set up the scrims, they set up the team, they make sure everything's running smoothly. So big shout out to them.
All right, fantastic. And our next guest, Gondo, fresh from EU, the fresh face of Outlaws themselves, replacing Hiccup. No, you're not replacing Hiccup. You never replace Hiccup. But it's thank you very much for coming on the show. Good luck in the Premier League. That's 8 amazing weeks of play. Is it 8? Or is it only 7? Because it's a bye? Because it's...
I'm not sure.
There's a mid-season break, I believe.
Yeah, the mid-season break, but then it's an 8-person league, so there's only 7, technically, 7 individual rounds, right? Before the double takes place.
Something like that, yeah.
Some math, numbers. We know how bad I am with numbers. Did you know that every player in the top first place team gets $80,000 each?
$80,000 each.
Oh my God, that's amazing. 16K divided by 5 is 80,000. Such good number work. Gondo, where can people get in touch if they want to talk more about Outlaws, about your experiences from the EU coming to ANZ? That must be an interesting story in its own right. Where can people talking to you, or just in general shout out to your teammates?
Well, I'm usually in the ANC chat in Heroes, but I also do from time to time stream on my Twitch channel. Apart from that, like if you want me on the show again at some point, people ask for it, sure, I'll do it.
Yep.
Otherwise, we can just get Iceballed to drop some smack.
Oh, he's too savage. He's too savage.
we love Icebold.
Truth
Bring back
bombs, mate.
Icebold.
Icebold's mega rant or something, hey? Icebold's fantastic rants. That would be a cool segment on the show.
That would be an awesome segment. Let's do that.
Oh, and guys, it was the big thank you to Blank, my co-host as well, for helping me put the show together, doing all the little things I don't think about that he just has an amazing reference library on. Don't go anywhere when the show ends either, because we're going to be giving that man a pretty big host to start his Heroes of the Storm campaign for the evening. Blank, tell us, where can people get in contact with you to experience perfection in the Gold League?
Perfection is far from it, Disco. A lot of drinking and a lot of feeding, maybe, but that'll be at Twitch TV/Blankhots. Or you can just click on my name in chat and I'll be there. In Hots, I'm Blank. On Twitter, I'm Blankhots. On Facebook, I'm Blankhots. And yeah, pretty much everywhere, Blankhots. Come say hi.
Do check him out, guys.
Blank hoots? Hoot hoot? Can we get a hoot hoot, Gondo? Come on.
Hoot, 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 hoot.
Get everyone in chat, dropping some hoots in the channel. That's an amazing thing. Now, you should get up little signs. If you end up going to Latin America, you should have little signs that say hoot hoot on them.
that wouldn't be too bad at all.
How amazing would that be? Anyway, guys, that's it. I've been Disconcur. Thank you very much for watching Heroes Untapped, the premiere episode for the year. Very excited. Don't forget to tune into GameStar tomorrow to check out the preseason qualifier. You get to check out the preseason qualifier, man. Do it. 7:30 tomorrow night on GameStar 1, isn't it? GameStar TV 1 is the Twitch channel. Check it out, guys.
Yep.
Don't miss out on anything. You've all been fantastic. And as always, as the phrase goes, take it easy, and we will see you all in the Nexus. Catch you guys next week.